everything else. Yeah, this is everything else. Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Pew Pew Pew. Everything else. I am Marcus the Grand Finale, and I'm joined by not one, not two, but all three faces of Jamal. This is like a combo deal. You get three faces of Jamal and a Marcus free. There you go. There you go. Your choice of French fries or Marcus. You get me. You get me.
Shout out to
All
your
right.
brother's birthday today, man. Shout out.
Oh yeah, shout out, happy birthday to Eric. If you are in the chat, please shower him with comments of happy birthday, and he's reaching well, he's already past his 40s. He's like 43, I think. Not to put his business out there, but he getting old up there. You know what? Every day, just consider every day a blessing. I plan on having dinner with him today. I'm gonna hug him, talk shit as always, nonstop. It's just nonstop shit talk.
You gotta hit him. You gotta hit him with the clothesline from hell when you see him. Like, you know.
I'm gonna hit him with that Braun Breaker over just yesterday when he's having the hands up. And just, wow!
Molly whopping of Carmelo Hayes.
I guess that makes his wife trick wheels where I just toss her away or something.
What?
I got. If I'm going to go heel, I gotta go full heel. Maybe I go Brock and chase people around the arena and shit.
Might as well toss a ladder and leave a gash in his fucking head, like fucking.
Oh yeah. Now I know. If that's why I'm going to start keeping a ladder in my house for criminals that break in. Yeah. What the hell? Let me clean you up, baby. Let me clean you up. Let me staple your head. But with all that being said, let's go into what happened this week in professional wrestling. Jamal, WrestleMania happened this weekend, night 1 and night 2. How would you review it? You did a watch along with Maddie, Genesis, and thank everybody again. Daniel, Wes helped with NXT. What was your takeaway from night 1? Oh, and Jen as well. What were your takeaway from night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania?
So I think, like, you know, as everybody, going from night 1 to night 2, night 1 was like, you know, it's the most wonderful time of the year for a wrestling fan. It literally is the most wonderful time of the year for a wrestling fan. You actually attended WrestleMania night 1 and 2, I believe.
Both yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, being that you were there and seeing everything, like, night 1 was good. Like, it exceeded expectations. People who thought it was going to be trash were pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. And, you know, everything from the five star, the classic that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair had, that was like an instant, like we throw around instant classic a lot, but that was an instant classic. Like, yeah. I was telling my friend at work, I was like, if I was to show people today, like if they were like, hey, what does pro wrestling look like today? And I would show them that match.
Wow.
I would show them
that's really high praise
right now, like what pro wrestling looks like today. And the reason why I say that is because, like, you got two powerful women who is in position on, like, you know, a grand stage of WrestleMania proportions type stuff. And they both, like, you know, representation and everything of that nature. Like, you know, it just worked. Everything about that match worked. That was my match of the night for me. Obviously, some people thought that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and the Usos, that was their match of the night, but that was a match filled with just straight story. Like, they didn't necessarily have a great match, but they did have a great story, and it was a great
ending.
A lot
of super kicks, a lot of cannonballs.
Yeah, like, you know, I felt like I was watching PWG, like, you know, without the Young Bucks, because the substitution for the Young Bucks was basically the Usos tossing all those damn super kicks and shit. Nobody said shit. Nobody said shit about the Usos. They'd be like,
I was like, oh, this is the Young Bucks versus Kevin Steen versus El Generico. Yeah, I've seen this one.
They don't say shit. They don't say shit about the Usos tossing super kicks 8,000 times, but when the Young Bucks do it, oh man, But that's besides the point. A lot of matches on night 1, pleasantly surprised. The tag match, like Dawkins and Montez Ford with Ricochet and Braun and the Viking Raiders and freaking Alpha Academy. Everybody got some shit in, and that shit was incredible. They only went for 8 minutes, but how the match looked, you couldn't tell.
People had moments in that match. Yeah, people had the people who like Chad Gable with that German suplex on Braun, which was like, what the hell? Braun got the worst of everybody. Braun got his ass whooped.
Braun got smoked by Angelo Dawkins on the corner when he was
probably. I would say, as a spot of the night, spots of the night, that's up there in the top 3 spots of the night. As in crowd reaction, you felt that when he hit him, it was like, oh shit.
So I know that you couldn't hear on commentary because they had fucking Titus Boo Boo O'Neil on commentary and stuff like that, but freaking he was like, yeah, defensive lineman, fucking D1, like, you know, like that's what he
hyping it up.
Did. He hyped that shit up, and I was like, damn, son, not big homie Braun. That's what happens when you get lean Braun. That right there, you can get knocked down. If it was like Wyatt family Braun, that shit is never happening. Like
that was like 400 pounds or something right there.
He would have got hit with that break ball. But this is CYN Braun. Like, you know, he was lean, clean, you know, not on the juice or nothing like that. Damn.
All right.
That match was pleasantly surprising. Logan Paul doing what Logan Paul does with Seth Rollins, that was freaking amazing. Even the entrances, like, you know, the grandeur of the entrances.
Rey Mysterio. Oh, Dominic had the entrance of the night.
Yo, son,
it was just
tell me why he had the Halloween Havoc fucking purple mask. Ew.
You know, I never even connected that was a Halloween Havoc mask until he said it. I was like, it was a purple Ray mask, but I never thought about the
Havoc joint. I was like, nah, this man is a menace. He's a fucking menace. It was great to see that some of the wrestlers, like, you know, that you wouldn't normally see, like on the indie circuit, that was actually part of WrestleMania. Frontman Jossie. They had some dude from like Revolver Pro Wrestling in the back. One of the cops, the escorts and stuff like that. Kayla Sparks, Viperous, who happens to be Mercedes Martinez's girlfriend and stuff like that. They were the Asuka clones and stuff like that. So that was pretty dope to see. Yeah, like it was just it's a big old spectacle, man. Big old spectacle. So it was really truly night 1 was on a high, which brings us to night 2, which then everything kind of slowed down, right? And not for the lack of the matches, because the matches were fantastic. And you know, moments did happen, like Shane tearing his fucking quad, like his daddy.
Memorable, yeah. Stunning like my daddy. I've been stunning like my daddy. Tear my quad, stunning like my daddy.
Nobody told his stupid ass to jump like that. That's why he tore his fucking quad.
I ain't never seen him jump like that many times ever in his whole career. Even young Shane wasn't jumping like that. I was like, where did he get the ups?
I'm like, damn, son, he tore both his quads. But, you know, moments like that, Finn getting gashed open in the Hell in a Cell. I'm glad that they didn't do what the dirt sheet says that they was going to do, because I think a big part of that was because the dirt sheets was saying, oh, this is going to happen. So I think they canked it all at the end before, like, you know, just giving us that swerve. Because imagine that Brood entrance with Gangrel, with Christian, and then he does the wings and stuff like that. So I think they canked them and just had them come up. I mean, it was intended. You saw Brood Edge on the top.
Yeah,
it was intended. Something. But this is the fans ruining something good by fucking spoiling it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Finn Balor's entrance was okay for me. Like, you know, I thought it was gonna be more Purple Demon-ish, but it worked for what it meant to do. The decisions, like, you know.
Yeah, let's get to the decisions.
Bianca winning against Asuka, that didn't make sense. Asuka keeps getting screwed. Asuka's 0-5 at WrestleMania, dog.
Asuka's 0-5. She has a streak. Bianca 3-0.
It's crazy.
She has apparently the new streak, and she said it herself, and people jumped on her for it. She's like, I have a streak. Hopefully it continues. She said, hopefully it continues. That doesn't mean she's comparing herself to like having a streak, like 3-0 or something. She just said it'd be nice if it to continue. Then you know what? Why not? Why not have it be Bianca if it's not anybody else?
For the longest time, Edge had that streak, right? Like the second of
he went to 8.
He was doing the damn thing, and it was like, you know, nice when Undertaker and Edge fought at WrestleMania, and then it was like streak versus streak. This, like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Quietly, like they quietly did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't make that shit loud, because then now it's a fucking thing, or it becomes a thing.
Then people are like, oh, look at, she has to win because of the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, we don't care.
Like, no, just let that shit rock. Let the matches rock.
Main event. What were your thoughts on the main event? Oh, go ahead. Oh, I thought you were done with the women's. Sorry.
No. The women's matches. Aside from Asuka Bianca, and the showcase match was just what the fuck? Like,
get out.
Terrible.
Pack it up. Pack everybody.
Pack everybody in that match the fuck up out of here, because that shit was for the surprise that night one's tag team did. Night 2 was a lackluster, you know what I'm saying? And then like the decision making. There was 6 matches, right? There was like
I didn't count, but
it was a showcase match. It was fucking some other shit, like just did not make sense.
Omos and Brock.
Omos and Brock didn't make sense either.
Like, it was short. It was simple. It was short and simple and whatever. I think Brock re-upped once he found out Vince is still running the show. Like, oh, I can stay on.
Tough.
That should have been a sign for everybody.
Should have been a sign for things to come. But, you know, Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther had a classic too.
Yeah,
that was a classic. That was a hard-hitting match. That was, you know, the right man did win. You know, I wanted Sheamus to, but the right man did win. But going to the fucking main event, you know.
Should Roman have won? Should Cody have won? I want to hear your answer right here. Yes or no?
So for me, Cody deadass should have won this match. But I am not mad that Roman won. I am not mad that Roman won. Mm-hmm. It was a pick'em. Either way you look at it, it was a pick'em. Cody should have won. Should have made that transition to finish the story and this and the third, give Roman some time off. This and the, like, you know, make it happen. He had Liberty there. He had -1 there. He had everybody. He had
everything. Everything was there.
Everything was there for him to, like, you know, imagine the moment that could have been Liberty in the ring with fucking Brandy and -1 and fucking all that. Like, you know, it just makes sense. That's a piece of AEW now. AEW guy.
That was a piece of pro wrestling right there. But that was almost the victory for the wrestling fan and all of pro wrestling, where he had everybody there, everybody in attendance. The moment was there. The buildup of all the stories with Sammy and KO coming to help out to fight off the Usos. Everything was supposed to pay off in this moment.
And then Solo hits him with the fucking spike on the neck and then gets the cover. I think people are more mad at the fuckery of the finish as opposed to the actual finish. You know, if Roman had pinned him, like if he Superman punched him, fucking speared him, and then pinned him like 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, fair and square, there's nothing you can say. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nah. But because of the fuckery, there's going to be an asterisk.
I think people got upset because of blue balls. I think everybody was ready to see Cody win, to be honest, at this moment. And at the point of the arena and the way the crowd's reacting, the way you guys reacted on the watch along, of seeing like how this is the end and then going, spear, huh? Like, it just hits you like that. And you just go like, what? And then you're immediately upset. Although I believe the crowd was legitimately 60-40. To Cody wanting to win, people wanted Cody to win, and then 40 with Roman to win. That's how it was. And I think there was not a upset person in the house, and they were all ecstatic, like, this is the greatest main event of all time, to this main event is amazing, I don't know. And then finish to, let me get out of here.
I don't know. I don't know if you were looking at the interwebs, but there was a fan that was going
I
ballistic
seen
on
it.
the chair, dog. Like he was super tight, and that was the sentiment of a lot of people online. I was watching here on the live stream. People was like, "Damn, they can't believe it. Cody should have won. This is bullshit." Da da da. But again, I'm thinking history wise, this is a Bruno Sammartino type fucking run for 3 or 4 Royal Rumbles. The Royal Rumble winner has won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania only to lose to the final boss, Roman Reigns. Like,
Yeah.
this is 4 years in a row,
Yeah.
dog. Like, nobody, like, who, like, it's the question of who, which brings us into,
Yeah.
the Monday Night
So,
Raw was trash. I'm
well,
just gonna,
before we go into we're not going to even cover Raw. Just,
yeah.
I'm
Monday
going to
Night,
do this in broad strokes.
I was gonna tell you why it's trash. That merger happened.
Yeah.
That merger happened, that Endeavor merger happened and stuff like that. And next week on the Mid Card Mess podcast, I'm gonna discuss that with my good buddy Lloyd because he likes that type of shit. I recorded the Mid Card Mess podcast, episode 83, and SoundCloud blocked me from uploading anything because I'm behind the paywall, y'all. That's all I'm waiting on. That's all I'm waiting on. So when I get paid, I'll get that paywall out. But I'm behind the paywall. I upload too much.
With that being said, this merger happened. There's nothing we can actually say because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. It's like, who knows? It seems like the Dark Lord Vince is in charge again or whatever. But to be determined if he's running creative or not, which most people suspect he is. I feel like it's going to go this way. If you don't like something, it's Vince's fault. If you like something, oh, Triple H is running this week. That's what they're going to say, no matter what. Even if Vince is like not doing anything and he's just sitting back collecting whatever money he gets, and Triple H is running the whole show. If you don't like something, immediately blame Vince McMahon. It's gonna be kind of like fire Russo chants in TNA, even though Russo wasn't even working there at some points when they were chanting that name.
It's gonna be utter ridiculousness from the fans, and I'm just gonna say this when it pertains to fans and talking about the politics in the back. Leave the politics in the back. You're not the politickers. You're not the bookers. You're not the promoters. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why shit is happening. Shut the fuck up. Let them do their fucking jobs.
It's the only media where someone goes in and be like, they don't know what they're doing. I can do a better job. If you can do a better job, start your own promotion.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's not even me defending the finish of Roman or Vince or anything. It's just everybody's criticized. That includes myself. I'm hypercritical on this feed. You as well, Eddie,
it's
Eric.
fine. It's fine to be, but like if you can't, if you won't do better for yourself, then fucking shut the fuck up. If you're not gonna do anything about it, I know a lot of people who have a lot of gripes, a lot of complaints about the way shit is booked and stuff like that, and they have their own wrestling promotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Battle Club Pro exists. House of Glory exists. Like, all these indie promotions do exist because our booking is trash on TV, so I want to do the alternative. So, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense.
All right, let me go to birthday shout-outs real quick. Montez Redcut with the happy birthday, Eric. And then he also wanted to thank us for all the WrestleMania content. And a few days are constructive. Most of it... oh, wait. We should be hearing your TV audio on the stream. Oh, I guess we hear TV audio on one of the streams. I don't know whose. But, thank you, Montez Redcup. Appreciate it. Let's thank... I like to thank Manny for all the content and everything he put out there as well. And Eric said thank you to both of them.
Manny did a lot
Eric
of
did
work.
that thing. And a lot of wee hours and everything. He also congratulated us. Quest of 600. Yeah, 700 sneaking up already. Like, we've got a lot of traction due to this weekend of people just watching a lot of stuff that Manny uploaded and stuff. So, shout out to that. Moving on. Oh, Jesus. I was looking at the chat. Eric was talking about If he back died, that Bronson Reed's gonna fire him again. Whatever. Anyway, Eric was like, telling a luchador, keep the same energy when Cody lost, when Omega leaves. I don't think Omega's leaving. Although if he did, Jesus Christ.
I mean,
if
like,
the WWE thought they could get Kenny Omega, I am 1000% satisfied with the finish we got at WrestleMania, because they can build it up to Roman versus Omega for the next WrestleMania.
these motherfuckers can't even get Jay White. Jay White said, Vince is back. I'm not signing nothing.
I'm out. I'm out.
Out of the deal. Fuck out of here. They can't.
But
get
let's
Jay
be honest.
White.
Let's be honest. There's levels to Kenny Omega and Jay White.
There is, but again,
but I think they both have their good. Like Jay White is the better, I think, talker and like just
this is
more
what,
charismatic.
This is what I'm saying. You want this megastar. You can't even get this star, and you want to get this megastar. Get the fuck out of here. You're not doing that. That's like you know, I'm about to sign Rey Mysterio to the fucking company, but I couldn't even get the fucking Hurricane. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get the Hurricane, and you want Rey Mysterio. Get the fuck out of here.
Montez Red, this situation cools down. They're on the verge of a walkout. That shit is hot. This buy-in has everybody hot, and I think everybody should just relax until shit actually started happening. It's been what, 2 days? 2 days?
Here's the panic. Right? Well, here's what people's not talking about. They are the Endeavor Group. They also own the UFC, right? I am a big avid MMA fan too, right? The way how UFC be raping people for fucking money is utterly egregious. And now
they're horrible.
Now that this merger has happened, are we gonna go back to the days of where our parents used to pay that $60 to go fucking buy pay-per-views? Because
that's the scary part.
Dead. This Peacock shit is dead if they fucking do this merger. And now you will. If you want to watch your product, if you want to watch this WWE, you want to watch your Backlash, you want to watch your WrestleMania, Survivor Series, they're going to put that fucking paywall behind you. They're going to give you all this free shit, and then they're going to be like, ha, pay. Just like ESPN Plus. You be thinking that, okay, I got ESPN Plus, I get to watch the fucking UFC. Oh, I got the UFC app, I got the UFC Fight Pass, and boom, boom, boom. I get to watch this fucking pay-per-view. Ha, got your ass. We got you for the subscription for the fucking year or whatever not, and you're still gonna have to fucking pay the $70 or $80 that it takes for that fucking 6-second fight that you're gonna pay for. Like,
it's scary. They're ruthless
for pro wrestling, and I'm like, just like
I don't want to go back to those ages.
Just like we said with Honor Club, why the fuck are we paying when we have all this other subscription shit? But that's what it's gonna go down to. And the crazy thing is that with WWE, people are going to pay that money. They're gonna pay. There's no choice.
They have to.
They have to.
It's that addiction. It's that addiction. I mean, AEW's alternative, but it's the alternative. But I am not going to Six Flags when I have the option to go to Disney World. That's kind of how the feeling is. And I'm not saying WWE is that much better than AEW or Six Flags is bad or anything. I'm just saying they are the brand. They are the NFL. They are the NBA. They are the number one.
On a global scale, they are the motherfuckers that are doing the damn thing. There will be no pro wrestling without WWE, apparently, and globally. We're globally speaking. They over 180 countries worldwide, like, dog. Billions of people, billions. This is a $1 billion deal.
Yep.
See?
And they make billions of dollars with that. And then also, we're going back to the Jay White scenario. It seems like talks to him in WWE went out. Is this Tony Khan's announcement outside Switchblade Jay White? Because he said he has a big announcement tonight. Is that the announcement? Because I don't. If he gives one more, Tony has a big announcement, and it's another flat ass announcement, I think that could be the death of AEW. To be honest, because you keep promises. You better bring out someone or something that actually work for them. Whether it's Mercedes Moné or Jay White or announcing a big upcoming show. Big. Yeah.
Even if CM Punk came back, like, that would be like people getting tight in their panties in the water, whatever not. But that's still a thing. Like, he's still one of the most talked about people in pro wrestling and stuff like that.
So,
I don't think that's the case. Like, and this is not me being biased on Jay White, but like Jay White has this uncanny potential to make you care about certain things, right? Prior to, I'm gonna talk about the New Japan for a second. The Never Openweight Championship. Prior to him winning the Never Openweight Championship, that belt was looked at as like the strongman title, but ever since like Michael Elgin and Tomohiro Ishii and they all fucking moved on from doing that belt was nothing. It was meaningless. Jay White got that fucking belt and then he made it mean fucking something. Every time he touches a belt, he makes it mean something. The IWGP Intercontinental Championship was in the wayside and he made that mean something. When he captured the United States Heavyweight Championship, the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship from Kenny Omega, he made it mean something. And it was just a baby title, but he has an uncanny ability to make shit mean something.
Yep. I like Jay White. I think he's gonna wherever he goes, I think he's gonna excel and be in a top position. I like to compare him to, he's on the level of like the I guess Adam Cole, but he's a lot bigger and more definition in his body, I guess. And without all the head injuries, he doesn't really have any injuries.
Great talker.
Great talker. I feel like his talking belongs in. It could go either way in AEW and WWE. I think his freestyle of talking will work better at AEW. I don't know how he would go under the WWE scripted umbrella where they have to all talk a certain way. But I think wherever he lands, I think it's an addition to that roster. I think it freshens up whichever roster. Hopefully he doesn't go the route of I sign, I appear on AEW Dark, or I sign and I'm on WWE Main Event.
I mean, like, we let's talk about the dark horse in that room. Impact Wrestling slowly building a roster of fucking main event talents. Like, they got people in there that is probably not the main event, but by the time that their career is over in Impact, they will be on a higher echelon than they was. Look at Rich Swann. Look at freaking Dickie James. Look at freaking anybody that fucking circulates through Impact Wrestling, they're a better wrestler because of it.
Yep. So let's move on. That was the WrestleMania week and stuff that happens over there. Let's talk about the indies that happened this week. Kota Ibushi returned for the first time in, let's say, a year or two? 2 years, maybe? It's been a while. At Bloodsport 9.
Since he fucking smashed his face at the G1 climax.
Yeah, pretty much. The Yakuza was coming out the room and everything else was all that. Kidnappings.
He looks nasty. He doesn't look healthy.
Yeah? So, did you watch the match, and what did you think? And do you think he's back? Like you said, he did look different. He is older, though.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like, Hiroshi Tanahashi is old as fuck, and that nigga's fucking shit brick house still. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's still missing them teeth now. He missing them teeth.
Well, now he's missing them teeth. But before,
I know.
Like,
before he was glamorous.
How many old niggas was like great Muda? Fucking, if you took that fucking tuxedo off, he still got the fucking abs, dog. He still got it. Like, the fuck. Kota Ibushi out here looking all fucked up. I think the Yakuza tossed him out the fucking van and was like,
you can't use our gym anymore.
Tossed him out the van and was like, go fucking wrestle. Come the fuck back.
Other big matches, we're going to kind of go all over the place. We're going to go into the Ring of Honor area. Shibata's the new pure champion. He beat Willie Yuta, thank God. I'm glad Shibata's back. That's all.
I know that you're super excited.
I'm controlling my excitement. Yes, motherfucker. One of my all-time favorites, legit. One of my favorites until he got hurt. Probably my favorite wrestler when he got hurt. Shibata beat my least favorite wrestler in the world. How much of a victory does that feel like? That feels like the victory.
I thought it feels like $1 million, dog. Like,
and confetti thrown in the air. Fuck you, Willie Yuta. Fuck you.
We're gonna hear from the Blackpool Combat Club tonight as they turned heel last week out of nowhere. So
I thought they turned heel previous weeks, but Bryan Danielson joined them in their heelish behavior.
Man, they just doing fucking despicable things, but I
Yep.
think they're trying to keep that William Regal alive in them. They're trying to keep that Regal alive. Um, yeah,
Dante Martin. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no. We're gonna talk about Dante Martin's fucking breaking his ankle. That shit looked nasty.
Yeah,
In the
that
Reach
was
for
that
the
was.
Sky tournament, in the Reach for the Sky ladder match for the tag titles, he reached and he fell.
And that leg went that way. It is gross. It is gross
But
looking. It's one of the most gruesome injuries you would see to a leg where you're like, God damn.
it compares to like when Silva broke his leg on freaking
Yeah, oh, it was just dangling. Or when Sid broke his.
or when Sid broke his shit, or when
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix bent his arm, Muffin Cap back blew up.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Forgot about that one. This is eye for an eye. No. And then this led to the Lucha Bros actually winning the Ring of Honor tag team titles and now carrying the torch for the Briscoes win that match. It was a really good match. Thought it was a solid match.
Which makes it all more like devastating that Mark Briscoe couldn't get the job done against Samoa Joe.
Yep, lost in front of his family and everybody. I'm shocked. That's one of those finishes where you go like, oh, like I'm more shocked about that he lost that match than Cody losing to Roman.
Yeah, like these are all feel good moments of the weekend that should have happened that didn't. I don't know why. I'm not the booker. I don't book matches. I just watch them.
Another loser on this show, Eddie Kingston lose to Claudio Castagnoli.
I
After
thought he
a
was
really
gonna
good
win that
match. I thought he was.
He was supposed to win. Damn.
It could have been the Blackpool Combat Club lost everything, but then they showed up and everything happened. But nope, did not happen. It just
But again, it's just one of those things. It's like with Eddie Kingston, where's his timeline in the world of pro wrestling? Because it's world title or bust for this guy.
And I will also say, with Eddie Kingston's style of wrestling, I feel like he could go for another 10 years. Because it's mostly just like a lot of punches and spinning back fists and, a toss here and there. He doesn't like do anything that, like, I got to do a dive or anything. He's not that type of wrestler. Although he did dive in this match. He doesn't have to do that stuff. Like, he wrestles like Suzuki or Ishii, who's just physical and stuff like that. So he has a lot of time in his business. I don't know if there's ever going to be a time where either company gives him a run, but I would like to actually see him. And I know this possibility is happening. Him and Gunther would just be just like, he'll let Gunther beat the shit out of them, and beat the shit out of each other. I think that'd be a good match,
Gunther
even though it's not happening in any universe.
I think in any universe, Gunther wins that match 80% of the time.
Yeah. El Luchador about Kota Ibushi shape. He was in good shape, but he was a god before. That's also true.
It might be the injury. It might have been the injury because
it could be the injury and just age. You get tired. You can't keep that workout shit going. Not everybody's The Rock out there.
Sluggish. Man. Tough.
Yeah. Eric, I'm still upset that it took Jay Dyer to get the Briscoes on television. That is fact.
Yeah, that's so true. It's very, when you think about it in that light, it's like that's kind of fucked up. And they were one of the better like I watched one of his last matches live, like in person, and just like for that to be the reason why they are on television. That's shit.
For them to be the best tag team in the past decade and still coming into the next decade being the best tag teams and not getting old and freshening up the act, that shit was just good. And it's a shame that we couldn't get some of our dream matches on a bigger stage, whether it's Briscoes, Usos, Briscoes, Young Bucks on national TV, which you didn't get. You only had the locals and stuff. Like, all these combinations of tag matches that could have happened on a bigger stage so they can get their flowers. Hopefully they're entered in whichever million Hall of Fames of wrestling out there. Because
right now, the GCW joint, they're building up a credible Hall of Fame. Jimmy Jacobs just got in. For Christopher Daniels. Homicide last year was in. Like, they're building a credible Hall of Fame roster out there for like the independents. So Alex Shelley on the way. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys are getting up there in age. Like we say these names and we like, oh yeah, that's so and so from like fucking TNA, but TNA 05. This is 2023. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we think of the names and we just don't think of their age, because in wrestling we feel like they don't age, but the hard reality is that they do.
Speaking of aging, let's not talk about Shane's quad injury. Dude was bouncing up and down to his injury. That was another gruesome injury over the weekend with the Balor goes as a scratch compared to Dante Martin and what Shane went through in that short amount of time. It was
Shane
just like,
McMahon
what the hell?
Tearing his quad. All I thought was how funny that shit is, that Shane was like, oh, you want to blow your quads at the Royal Rumble? I'm gonna do mine at WrestleMania. Of all the things that Shane's done at WrestleMania, getting tossed off a Hell in a Cell and shit, like, you know, doing all
the
this
basics of wrestling. It's just
and he fucking tears his quad.
So
shout out to Snoop for being a professional.
For the improv, Snoop deserves some type of like MVP, some best supporting character at WrestleMania weekend by saving that.
That's why he's a Hall of Famer. Okay, that's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Always ready for the fly. And you know what? The best part about Snoop, and this is just in general, whatever product he does, he tries to make something work. Even if it's just something that's not in field, he finds a way to make it work. And that's just credit to Snoop Dogg. And I think that's why a lot of these companies always invite him on their show, because he makes shit work a lot of the times.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, even the UFC, like having him as a guest commentator on the UFC 4, like the knockout mode, it's him on commentary just saying, "Yeah, knock him out, bud." Like, you know, it's like crazy. So, dang.
Apparently, Snoop got a WrestleMania win. Apparently, Snoop Dogg has actually a streak going on. He's undefeated at WrestleMania, as I read somewhere. He's had several of these small matches, and he's won. Apparently,
that's crazy.
It's some weird shit that he's undefeated in all wrestling.
Speaking of Mercedes, she's got a big weekend coming up at Sakura Genesis.
Yep, triple threat match coming up. I'm expecting her to retain, but knowing it's Sasha Banks' DNA inside Mercedes Moné, I can see her losing after this with one title defense, her first title defense, because that's just her MO.
I mean, it is a triple threat match, so AZM and Hazuki, like, you know, they both are credible women from Stardom, and, you know, especially AZM. And AZM and Mercedes Moné have been talking shit on fucking the interweb, so I want to see what that looks like in the ring and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's just hope that she Mercedes, that is, doesn't do no botch fest, because, like, you know, she's known for doing that.
Yeah, but I still consider her one of the top women's wrestlers in the world. She's in the top 5 at least, and she maybe top 10.
In the top,
like I was
I'll put them on the bottom tier of top 10.
Yeah, I got her in the top 10. I thought about top 5 who I like. I was like, fuck, the top 5 got deep.
She's like 7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah. You know? So we'll see what happens with that this coming week. Also, Kushida and why am I blanking out who's and Steve Macklin fighting for the Impact Wrestling Championship. Rebellion, who you got coming at Rebellion? Who you got winning that one coming up?
Who I want to win, and
who you got? Both.
It's the same. It's Steve Macklin. I'd never bet against a Marine. Come on now.
That's honestly. You're not gonna bet it. You're not gonna tell you. That's a good answer. I got Kushida winning.
You got Kushida winning.
I got Kushida winning. Although I think Steve Macklin would be the better champion. Steve Macklin would be the better champion.
He needs to time split his ass the fuck up out of here. You see? Back him.
You're packing up Kushida?
Out of here. Back him up. Get him out of here. Fuck out of here. Steve Macklin with the win. Pack him up.
Yep. So, what else? Also, you're going to an MLW event tomorrow. But in MLW news that also happened, Izzo Murray was fired due to creative differences or something. I honestly, they haven't really come out reasons why. He's saying that they wanted him to, I forgot, it was disrespect America or something. He was going to do something that was very disrespectful. And then he didn't want to do that. But on their end is that he just didn't want to do anything that they suggested. And they threw out a bunch of stuff. I can see it going either way. I don't know whose side to take. But Enzo out there as a free agent, still one of the top talkers in the business. There has to be work for him somewhere. Put him in the booth. Put him in the commentary table.
if it the motherfucker's from New Jersey, so I don't know. Like I can't really jack him. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like, you know, Enzo's character is his character. I'm not saying that he's a good guy. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's
the guy. I don't know. I feel like that was Roman's catchphrase. But yeah, he's just something that's difficult work. I think he falls in the category of these Sashas, the Punks, the Bray Wyatts, these people who are very talented, but very difficult to work with.
Austin Aries.
Davey Richards, who we're not even going to his scandal. Jesus.
So much nonsense.
Yeah.
Going back to New Japan, Sonata's the winner of the New Japan Cup. He's going against Okada for the umpteenth time. We know he can beat Okada. We've seen him do it. Can he beat him for the title? And
I got Sonata actually winning this time. And I told you this in the pre-show meeting or whatever, or 5 minutes before we went on air. I got Okada losing via bitterness from Kiyomiya from Noah coming over there. If I lost my title, you losing your title, and cost Okada his title.
Shout out to Jake Lee for beating Kiyomiya in that freaking classic that they had a month ago. That shit was crazy. Go watch that on fucking DDT Universe or the Pro Wrestling Noah. Like, you know, watch Pro Wrestling Noah. Like we talk in New Japan all the time. Pro Wrestling Noah got some matches out there, man.
Yep. So check that out. Look for Jamal's picks of the week where he throws out Noah picks. Go ahead and watch those. Levi wants to throw in Leo Rush to one of those people in there.
He's better. He's better now than he was. I'm gonna see him tomorrow against Lince Dorado for the middleweight MLW middleweight championship. So
yep,
see him tomorrow.
Also, I would like to also correct Levi in this one. Is Sergeant Slaughter the GOAT of arena wrestlers? He is not. He's fake. He's a fraud. He's a phony.
Phony.
You're a phony.
Sergeant Slaughter is the Marine fucking 3, 4, and 5, and fucking that's the Miz when Sergeant Slaughter was younger.
All right, and then Vicky Guerrero is a trash person. For those who don't know, this story. When you say this story is tough because I don't know shit about shit, or as a wise person, where I don't know shit about fuck about this, in which Eddie Guerrero's actual daughter says her stepdad abused her, and she took to Twitter, and then Vicky Guerrero is standing up for, I believe, her current boo. I don't know, her dude, and it's hard to take sides on who's on what or who's wrong, and she's called her a narcissist and all that. I think the best thing is
Guerrero himself said he'd taken the side of his niece as opposed to Vicky, so I don't know what's going on with the Guerrero family. And it's such a slight because of the great representation that Eddie had this past weekend for this to come to light and kind of ruin that. Not so much ruin it because it was about ruin it.
It cuts in. It cuts into the Ray and Dominic story. To be honest, then we're gonna have to chill on this, guys. The Eddie references, because the whole thing. And it's just like that was just like I don't know how to even get involved in that one. I wouldn't even try. That's a family thing that's become public, that around people who I don't know personally, and I'm not going to be just say, oh yeah, Eddie Guerrero's daughter, she's just a narcissist, like Mickey said, or say, Mickey's her stepdad is a good person, I know him, or Mickey wouldn't have that. I don't know these fucking people, and I'm not going to even pretend to know.
This goes to the fact of 3 things, and it sucks to say this because we saw Shao Guerrero, Aiden English's wife, go through the Matt Redwald's wife from Impact Wrestling. We saw her go through moments of these things back when Vicky was still underneath the WWE umbrella. So it's just like, uh, number one, is Vicky an unfit mom? Number two, is the Guerrero sisters, were they like not right in the head after Eddie Guerrero's passing and stuff like that? What like it's just a lot of rough discussions to come and talk about, and unless we are part of that circle, it's not in anyone's place to fucking say any fucking thing about nothing. So we just gotta play it by ear. I don't know if you should side with Chavo. I don't know if you should side with Vicky. Some people are siding with Vicky. Some people in the wrestling community are siding with Chavo and the daughter. It's just like I'm not picking no sides. I'm being unbiased with this. I'm just gonna let the story play out and let that shit rock.
This is a personal matter, and I don't think it should be public, to be honest, on any parts. Like, I think that the proper authorities or whoever should be involved, and I personally don't feel like I should say anything.
This is literally the Me Too movement in full swing, and I'm not saying nothing about this is like the sharpshooters like don't either like I don't know, man. Like I can't say that I support or dissupport what's going on out there, because there's so much factors that go into that, right? There's like, it happened 8,000 years ago, and now you're saying something. Why didn't you say something back then? But then it's like there's pieces of shit out there that are fucking doing this on a daily basis. As we're talking right now, somebody is getting fucking molested, and it's fucking atrocious. It's disgusting and it's despicable, and they should be like, if I had it my way, they'd be put on the firing line, and I'm taking their ass the fuck out. But it can go either way. And until anybody knows any side of whatever stories that are being told, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're rumors, they're stories. These are dirt sheets. We don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Eric, have a question. What free agent out there do you think will change the direction of each company?
The bidding war of 2024, when MJF signs to whatever company he signs to, whether he re-ups with AEW or whether he goes to WWE or whether he goes elsewhere, that is going to be the deciding factor of freaking free agency. And I don't think people realize that 2024 is about to be the biggest free agency, story in wrestling since 2014. When Shinsuke came across the pond and freaking they bagged Asuka, they bagged Walter, they bagged everybody.
AJ, and it was like, oh shit, like, Kevin Owens came in, and it was like, Kenta.
It's gonna be like that.
I don't know if there's any free agent right there that would actually change the game per whichever company. I feel like if someone from WWE were to jump to AEW, it has to be a real top star, like one of their main eventers, maybe a Seth or a Roman or something like that, which ain't happening. A Charlotte, stuff like that is not happening. That would change the course for them. But
listen, Charlotte Flair, greener pastures with her husband. Her husband not doing nothing, but Charlotte Flair will. Britt Baker, Charlotte Flair.
I only feel that Charlotte will get the schedule she got in WWE. Vince will only give her that Brock Lesnar Roman schedule where you don't have to be here every week. You can take 6 months off.
Jade Cargill versus Flair. Give me that. Shut up, take my money.
Like, I think there'd be a lot of free agent building blocks, but I don't know if there would be anybody that would be like, fuck, they just changed the course of wrestling. Like, I don't know if there's a free agent that big out there. Unless, I can see if Omega and the Bucks, which I don't think is a possibility that either one, if they go to WWE, that may shift everything. That may take everything away from AEW, but it may not build up WWE.
It wouldn't.
I think it would move it. I think it'd be it's that demoralizing of the tribe of these are our people. These were our guys. These were our guys. Cody and the Bucks and Omega. That Bullet Club, the core of the elite. If they decide to shift to WWE, that's kind of demoralizing for the AEW fan base that may not have them as excited. I don't think it will hurt the product that much, but I think it would be demoralizing for some of those AEW loyalists from the beginning.
So no, the company now is underneath Tony Khan. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. These guys are not businessmen; they're pro wrestlers. And the reason why they even got Tony Khan to begin with, Cody included, is because they don't know the business. Like, it's not that they don't know the business; it's that they don't know business. So there's levels to this shit. There's Tony Khan and there's Vince McMahon. There's levels to this shit, okay? $1 billion company, $1 million company. Levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Levels. Levels to this shit. So it wouldn't change.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your sentence. I'll just put this. I thought you were done, and I
No,
put it up, and
no.
I
I mean,
like
like
shit.
that's
Yeah.
basically the gist of it.
Yep.
Should Andrade come back? Absolutely. LWO is a thing. They need a bigger
Yep.
guy.
He would be. He would. Andrade. It would make sense with him as a leader and everything, and the LWO could be the best faction in WWE if they acquire all those. If Andrade came back, do I think he's coming back? More than likely, I don't know if Vince in the Vince era would he bring him back? Would be the question. I think the right move for him would be to come back. He's won with his wife. He appears to be unhappy at AEW. In his latest comments, he was tweeting he's under contract with AEW mostly for right now, but it is up very soon. I think in November. So. We'll see where that's going.
I just need, before he leaves, at Forbidden Door, for all of Los Ingobernables leaders, such as Rush, Andrade, La Sombra, and fucking Tetsuya Naito to be in a match together as Los Ingobernables. That's all I want. One time for the one time.
Yep.
That's it.
Montez Red Company, WWE will clear out some of those Triple H callback. I don't think it's just some. I think most.
Hit roll.
My top three candidates are people who Vince McMahon is going to get rid of probably immediately. Hit Row, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett. That's a package deal.
Yep. Tough loss if they do that, but yeah.
And shit, I blanked out the last one. It was someone else. And
Tegan Knox knees, get her fucking out of here.
Tegan might be gone too. Tegan might be gone. And even Bronson Reed could also be gone. Even though he did start a program with Bobby, I don't really see him.
Fucking time, waste of space. Why come? Oh man, this is a guy that beat the IWGP Heavyweight Champion clean in the middle of the ring. Fuck. On Cerulean Blue. It doesn't make sense. Like, oh,
that would be going.
Stupid.
Yeah, it'd be stupid. He's talented. He's really good, and I think him and Bobby are gonna have a really good match next week. I don't think he's winning, but I don't know. Drew McIntyre and Bayley are gone. Unless this was just announced, I don't think they're going anywhere.
There's matches that Bronson Reed has had that he shouldn't won, but he did.
Yep.
I almost thought he won the Andre.
Yeah, the one who should have won Andre is LA Knight, who I think is done as well. Even though the crowd loves him, I think Vince McMahon has something personally against him.
I just don't see what the star power is. Well, he was on NWA. That's what your problem is, you fucking prick. Vince McMahon is mad that NWA still exists. That's the real reason.
He took it personally. Let me tell you something about the NWA and this resurgence by Billy Corgan. A lot of these people that people won't push all came from there before they went to AEW and WWE. LA Knight, Eli Drake was out of Impact, went to NWA, doing the exact same shit of the and getting that over. Ricky Starks, killing it in NWA. Eddie Kingston, NWA.
Homicide, NWA. Freaking Matt Cardona, NWA. All these dudes that's in New Japan Strong right now, NWA.
They were all in NWA at one point, and it's just that NWA doesn't have the money or backing to keep these people, or the outreach to keep these people interested. So that's why they ended up
NWA's
in AEW, WWE, and everywhere else.
NWA's literal job is to build a star and send them away.
Yeah. And they do the one thing with building a star that most people do. They have those talking segments, those interviews where people just go off the cuff and just say whatever they want. They get to sample their shit off and just go right on.
Let me put it in perspective for you guys. Brodus Clay, somebody called my mama Funkasaurus, is the NWA World Champion. Now, when you put it into context of Brodus Clay, the character, you're like, why the fuck is he the world champion? But then you look at his NWA character as Tyrus, his TNA character as Tyrus, and you understand why the motherfucker is the world fucking champion. So Trevor Murdoch and
I want Tyrus is only on the champion because he's on Fox News.
And now he's a fucking 2-time world champion, NWA. They build stars. Watch the NWA and tell me they don't fucking build stars. They're going to build them up. They're going to send them away so that way they can be better.
Shout out to Nick Aldis coming to a national television show.
And this is where Manny turns it off.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is Manny right here, by the way. This is it talking about Drew contract being up and WWE will not negotiate. I doubt that's happening. I doubt that's going on.
If Drew ends up leaving, the best thing that he can do is not AEW, it's Impact Wrestling. And he'll build that motherfucker back up.
Damn. I can't see, like, I see him, if he goes to AEW, they treat him like all the other big men. No, if he goes, I was just saying, they're going to treat him like all the other big men they have, whether you're Wardlow or Morrissey, I forget what's his name, big, what's he now? Big Bill, or Big Swagger, Bill. Or all the guys with size. Brody King.
Like I said, Impact Wrestling is a destination spot for those that haven't reached the cuff, that want to get to the cuff, that wants to get to that next level. Go to.
I will say, Impact Wrestling is the only sane promotion out right now, and I didn't think I'd ever say that back when Dixie Carter was running the show. It's the only one that's keeping a constant of like, this is what we do, and we don't have any backstage drama and shit going on. With WWE, it's this Vince and Mustache and everything else, and the Cell and Fire and this and that, and who's really in charge? What? And then AEW got Tony, who's just signing and doing all this sporadic shit out there. Impact is the only one that's consistent.
What I love about Impact Wrestling is that they could take a nobody and make them somebody within a month. Okay? Who the fuck is Cody Deaner? He's the leader of the design. That's who the fuck he is. Like, you see what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Mahala Bali Shera? Nobody gives a fuck. But now he's with Tommy Dreamer trying to take down fucking Bully Ray and fucking shit. They make you care. Fucking Masha Slamovich was on indie circuits here fucking in New York and fucking doing all that shit. She faced Mickie James and she faced Jordan Grace, and now she's a fucking big mega fucking star in the indie circuit. Not so much for all of you because like y'all don't know, but Masha's that bitch, dog. Masha is that bitch. Deonna Purrazzo is that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
excuse me. There's only one that bitch, and that's Jade Cargill.
Another one. Tasha Steelz is another one who is that motherfucker. Like, dog. You want to talk about women's wrestling evolution? It's all Impact from the beginning of TNA Impact.
Eric has Grizzled Young Veterans going to Impact.
Thank you.
They haven't signed there yet, but I can see that happening. I mean, their tag team division is good. It's the Bullet Club.
Fantastic. Too fantastic to not do any fucking thing. And
you have going to the feud with the Machine Guns and Bullet Club. It'll be nice.
See, I wouldn't put it past the Grizzled Young Veterans to go as far as to go to New Japan. Go on strong and build that tag division up. Because Liverpool's number one needs a fucking tag.
Yeah. Liverpool's number one, soon to be tag team champion.
Soon to be recognized.
It's good old fashioned Marcus timing. Jamal, I set the show up to be 40 minutes. I stopped looking at the timer a long time ago. It's been 58 minutes of the show. We're going for the full hour. Any lasting comments to say for the rest of it?
It's a new chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is like, it goes from the most wonderful time of the year to the most anticipated moments of the year. Be on the lookout for all the good stuff that's about to go down. Sakura Genesis is about to happen. Look for Sonata to become IWGP Heavyweight Champion in the future. Mercedes Moné got a lot to prove. Sakura Genesis on Saturday. Rebellion's coming up. Josh Alexander, that boring champion, is packed the fuck up due to injury. So now we got Steve Macklin and Kushida. Could this be Kushida's time to be a world champion? Or is Steve Macklin going to do what Marines do and fucking get some? That's what I'm fucking talking about. If freaking this merger. Everybody just relax, everybody chill, but at the same time, get your pockets ready because them pay-per-views is gonna be those PLEs. Those PLEs is gonna mean premium live. They're gonna make you pay that premium top dollar. No fucking Ashante D Adonis, and that's BFAT.
With that being said, I just think that the Game of Thrones or the Game of Rings of wrestling is continuing to go. The saga of what's everything going on around wrestling is about to continue, and shit hit the fan as soon as WWE sold and whatever's going on in the AEW world, and there's CM Punk and there's shit going on there. Whatever's going on there, it's just been a lot going on. Be sure to check out the Midcard Men's podcast whenever that paywall is taken care of on SoundCloud.
Paywall situation.
If you would like to help that situation, donate to the show. I would like to thank all the donators to the show. Luchador, one of the more recent ones. Thank you for all your contributions and everything you guys did. Please like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow when we talk about FTR's future on the Untitled Mania Market Show. If they are gone or if they're going to stay. It'd be crazy if they're gone. But I just can't imagine the world. I'll be shocked. I'm going to just run out screaming in the neighborhood and just grab the first person to see. FTR lost to the Guns and are gone. What's going to happen this Friday on SmackDown?
I'll probably be at MLW tomorrow, so I won't see that. Freaking, I'll bring full analysis when I come back on next Wednesday. And peep out the shorts. I'm about to drop some shorts out there. Matches that you should watch for the week. Watch all the shorts of the Sharpshooters. Peep out the Sharpshooters all week long. We got everything going on. Everything from everything else to the Untitled Mania Marcus to the Sharpshooters podcast on Saturday. Let's get it.
Yep. All right. Tune in. See you guys later. Good night and good luck. Pack it up, too. Pack it up. All you old bastards out there. Pack it up. Pack it up.